Welcome to the Madroit Podcast. We bring you bite-sized marketing and sales insights to help you level up, no matter the size of your business. Tune in and answer the big question, what does marketing actually do?
Welcome back, everyone. Jordan and Winston back with you. And on today's episode, we are going to be covering 6 simple things for your SEO strategy to be effective. So let's start off by unpacking what SEO is all about. Win, kick us off.
SEO, search engine optimization, can seem like a complicated beast, but with a few key tactics and steps, you can improve your search engine ranking and attract more of your customers, clients, patients without feeling overwhelmed. I'm excited to jump in.
Yeah, so I think we'll just go with number 1 on our list right here, starting off, is keyword research. So the goal here is to know what people are searching for. I think first thing when it comes to your keywords, if you want to show up in search results, you need to know what potential customers, clients, patients are even searching for to start off. So using tools like Google Keyword Planner, Ubersuggest, or even just Google's autocomplete feature to find relevant terms is a great way to start off. So aim for keywords with a good balance of both search volume and competition, and that'll be sure to get you ranking highly amongst those top categories. Win, anything else that we want to include there?
Yeah, definitely want to include long tail keywords. And there's ways to measure all of these, but to keep things simple, you want to be going after keywords that your end buyer is searching for, right? So long tail keywords can help with ranking, and a long tail keyword, for example, is best ways to prevent clogged drains in your home versus a keyword like plumber, right? Long tail keywords are more obtainable and will ultimately help you level up your SEO game.
For sure. I think that's a great point to take in, is that some of those keywords may be more short form, and that can lead to some really high levels of competition. But if you can build in those long tail keywords, that can really be a differentiating factor for you and your business. Next on our list is optimizing your website's on-page SEO. I'll preface this by saying the amount of keyword research that goes into making this portion of your SEO strategy cannot be understated. If you were to engage in optimizing your website's on-page SEO without doing that keyword research first, your strategy is really going to be directionless, and Google's not really going to know which way to go with the content that you're putting on your website. So again, at the outset, doing that keyword research to make sure that you have a concise plan and strategy going forward is a crucial element of this. After you do establish your keywords, we really need to make sure that we're using them wisely. So this means including them naturally on your page's titles, meta descriptions, headers, and throughout that content that lives on your website all day, every day. When another key element of this, don't overdo it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Keyword stuffing used to be the norm way back in the day. People used to hide text and keywords in white text on white backgrounds to trick Google. That's no longer how anyone wins. Keyword stuffing will actually hurt your rankings. Good rule of thumb, right, is to write for people and then make it optimized for search engines to understand what you're talking about and writing about. What else do you think?
First, I will just go back to writing for people. There are people that are going to be using your website, so it should be applicable to them. We can get a little too caught in the weeds sometimes on keyword, and in reality, nobody wants to actually read the content that you're putting out. So people first. Yes. Other thing that I would suggest is we need to make sure that the images have descriptive file names in alt text. We've gone through a number of audits and SEO analysis on a number of different websites, and one of the things that we all find a lot of times is that there is no alt text and those file names are missing. So this helps a lot with both your accessibility ranking and your search ranking. Making sure that we have those squared away is a very important element of this. Number 3 here, we're just going to go with create quality and consistent content.
Love it. Yeah. Content is king, but consistency is queen. Google rewards websites that publish high quality, valuable information, right? So blog posts, videos, FAQs, these help position you as an authority in your industry and keep your website fresh. You need to create content that answers common questions your audience has. We just did our last episode on what a website should include, and it's the 5 Ws, right? I suggest listening to that podcast episode if you want to hear more. But ultimate goal is, why are you putting that information out there and how are you helping people? You have to answer those questions, and that's valuable for the end user. So don't just create content for the sake of it. Make sure it's engaging and shareable and informative. The longer people stay on your site, the better it is for SEO.
Yeah, I think one of the things to address that and just kind of riff on that for a second is that a lot of times with people that focus solely on one leg of their marketing strategy, if they're only doing paid media. So if you're only running paid ads to your website and it's only going to, say, a one-page site, for example, the odds are of them getting to that site and then ultimately leaving is going to be increased exponentially, where if you do have a well thought out website with engaging and quality content, it encourages them to do research. It encourages them to get to know a little bit more about you, which ultimately ends up in being a big benefit for your SEO strategy and for the SEO of your website. Another thing that we'll look to touch base on here, number 4 on our list, is to improve your website's speed and mobile friendliness. This one's huge. So Google prioritizes websites that load fast. I think a lot of us know that, but they also have to work really well on mobile devices, which in this day and age should be a given, but I can promise you it is not always. So if your site is slow, visitors will ultimately bounce. Google will notice that, and that will also punish you from an SEO standpoint. So making sure that your website is optimized for mobile, load time is fast, are very key components to having a successful website and ultimately an SEO strategy. I would encourage everybody, if you have the ability to, run your website through Google's Page Speed Insights tool to see where you can make improvements, like compressing images, for example, even things like enable browser caching and reducing unnecessary code on your website, if that's applicable. When can we possibly overstate how important it is for your website to be mobile friendly?
Oh my gosh, so important. Just imagine someone walking up to your storefront and them trying to open the door for more than a fraction of a second. That is essentially what happens. And if the door doesn't open after 3 seconds, people assumed you're closed and they're gone, right?
Yeah.
Same idea. Has to be so quick. You have to be able to get in the store and know what's going on right away for that person to stick around and even give you a shot, right?
Yep. This is your first impression in a lot of cases. So it's so valuable. Make it frictionless. Make it easy for me. Make the things that I take for granted.
Yeah.
So next up on our list, build quality backlinks. When I know backlinks are near and dear to your heart, do you want to run with this one?
Yeah. Backlinks, so important. Are often overemphasized and underemphasized, depending on who you talk to. They don't even mention backlinks, and some exclusively focus on backlinks. It's not really holistic. Backlinks are how you gain SEO juice, if you will, basically votes of confidence for you from other websites. Thinking about someone in a room shouting like, this guy's great, and his influencer score is 100. And then another person who's saying great, and their influencer score is like 50 out of 100, right? Like, the more and more backlinks you have, the more and more upvotes, the better. It has to be done strategically, but backlinks are really important, and creating valuable content is one way to start the process of getting valuable backlinks. You have to have something worth linking to. There's a lot of ways to do it, depending on if you're a local business or a national business serving a whole country, or even past that, right? I would definitely avoid spammy backlinks. There's plenty of what we call black hat SEO tactics out there that are just trying to scam Google, and they get backlinks that are scammy and ultimately will hurt you. So it's really important to get quality backlinks.
I could not agree more. And if it sounds too good to be true when it comes to backlink building, odds are it is. So just a word to the wise right there. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you know who is helping you build your backlinks.
Yes.
Number 6, last one, the unsung hero in this world of digital marketing that we find ourselves in these days, and that is the Google Business Profile. You have to optimize your Google Business Profile. If you are a local business, it's a must, non-negotiable. Claim and optimize your Google business profile so you show up in local searches and on Google Maps. I think the goal here with how you optimize it is to make sure you're adding accurate business information, upload high quality photos, encourage customers to leave reviews. Positive reviews have the ability to build trust, improve your local SEO rankings, and overall just give people a really good feeling about who it is that they may be potentially doing business with. If it's somebody that, if you're running a business where you're going to be operating out of somebody's home or working on someone's home or around that home, this is a great way for you to be able to build rapport before they ever meet or talk with you.
Yeah, so important. Frankly, your Google business profile marketing kind of leans into social media marketing at this point too, because it's about reputation and it's about engaging with the profile. It's no longer set it and forget it. There's plenty of things that you want to start to do, and you don't have to think about if things are going well and they're properly done. You don't have to think about it as much. But then there's others like engaging with the profile, posting content, getting reviews, posting responses to reviews, and posting FAQs and responding to those things. Pictures, those types of things are all really important and an ongoing thing. It's not set and forget it anymore.
Yes, very much. So with that, I think we provided you with 6 very simple but powerful SEO tactics. These are things that a lot of folks can look to implement or at least understand when somebody else is doing it. These are great ways, basic ways to be consistent. And over time, if you do these things, you follow these steps and incorporate them into your strategy, you will see improvements in your search rankings, website traffic, and ultimately your conversions. When we think of SEO, I think for us, we live in this world every single day. When you think about it from your clients, your customers, your patients' perspective, they want to be in charge of what they're searching for. So when they're searching for your keywords, they're going to see the sponsored ads. They're going to see the things that show up and are right in front of their face and are trying to be eye-catching and really get them to take that action. Where your SEO strategy comes into play is with a level of consistency and with a level of coming at it from the perspective of building that rapport with them. So if you have a piece of blog content that ranks highly for those keywords and gets you in a good position, if you have on-page SEO or backlinks that help you rank in those positions, I think that can show a lot of value. Your SEO strategy ultimately acts as that navigational beacon that is pulling that potential customer, client, or patient closer and closer to doing business with you. At times, for consumers, paid ads can feel almost like a trap, right? They're big, right there, ready to pounce and ready to get you to convert right away. Where SEO can feel more of a friendly guiding breeze that is helping you to find your way to the perfect situation for you as that client, customer, or patient.
Well said. Yeah, I think just the idea of putting them in charge, the person in charge, SEO, you put the content out there, the information to build a rapport, but they ultimately get to dig deeper and deeper into what you have to share and build up enough trust and enough need to reach out to you or buy from you. So it's a great analogy description of it.
Thanks. So that's it for today, guys. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us and let us know if you have any questions. Have a great day.
That's all for this episode of the Madroit Podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions that you want us to talk about on the pod or want to get in touch with us, please visit madroitmarketing.com/podcast. Thanks for listening.